Going live. Okay, looks like we are live. I'll turn that down. Okay. Let me adjust my windows here and make sure I am live. There we go. Okay. Too many windows open here. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me adjust my windows here and make sure I am live. Inception going on. Let me turn that off. Okay, it sounds okay to me, so I'm gonna keep going with that. Okay. Let me adjust my windows. Okay, welcome, folks, to our November 2019 live lesson. Aloha, everyone. Great to see you all. I'm going to shout out folks who are tuned in. Just a reminder that we're going to start by reviewing last month's lesson on Killing Me Softly with his song, and then we'll move on to Moon Dance, which is our song of the month. Okay, so Lisa said I got the time wrong again. Sorry about that. Yeah, I realized, so in Hawaii we don't change for daylight savings time, and I realized that it's funny for half the world. I don't know how much of the world. Half the world you have to shift an hour, and then for the other half of the world you have to remember that you're not shifting, or shift for other people. Okay, so sorry about that. Hopefully everybody's got that sorted out. Hello, Donna and Pacifica. Catherine, first live lesson, welcome. Awesome. Okay, Edgar in Pittsburgh. Diana says it's also first live lesson. Awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Carolyn, also first live lesson. Yay for the newbies. Welcome. Deborah, yeah, feel free to ask all the questions you need to ask in the chat. Welcome, Deborah. Shelly in Whistler. Okay. Let's see. Diana's also in British Columbia. Catherine's in Melbourne. Heading into summer. Mary. Hello. Alright, let's see. Christina in LA. Hello. Leah. Great to see you. Muffinhead is in Kaneohe. Awesome. Misha in Western Washington. Trek to Tiny is in northern Idaho. Eric, hi Eric. Eric in Pacifica. Eric is a member of the Aloha Uke Squad. Doreen in North Carolina. Julie from Ireland. Awesome. Glad you could tune in. It must be late there. Sheila, welcome. Lanny in Bronxville. Connie in Portland. Connie heads up our Portland Uke Squad. If you're in Portland, you can check that out. Davis, welcome. Davis, is it your first live lesson? Davis is in Lake Tahoe. Lisa just got back from Hawaii and bought a new uke. What did you get? Okay. Graham and oh my goodness, there's always, sorry, the chat is shifting. I see Graham, I see Tanya, Graham in Brisbane, Robert and Vashon Island. Awesome. Leah just says her brother just got a job offer in Hawaii. Yes, please do visit Hawaii. It's pretty awesome to be here. Maria in Wisconsin. 52 Stroke is in Cascade, Montana. Julie says one eye on the Joni Mitchell 75th celebration on TV. Oh, is that in Europe only? I don't really watch TV, so I don't know. David, another Aussie friend, Holly in Kansas. Susan in Wisconsin. Mimi in Northern California. Kevin, Kia Orana. Great to see you. Susie in Fresno. Great. Susan says, really enjoying Killing Me Softly. Oh, good. It's a hard one. Yeah. Donald in Albuquerque. Yeah, just a reminder that we'll start with a review of Killing Me Softly. So you're in the right lesson. We're going to work on Moondance today, but first we start with a review of last month's lesson. Yeah. Kara Lee, welcome. Is it your first lesson? In Castle Mountain Resort in Canada. Jillian, hello. Bob is actually Ginger. Hi, Ginger. John in England. Awesome. Janice in Martinez. Ken in the shores of Lake Michigan. Awesome. Jerry in sunny Sydney. Leslie says kia ora from Waimate. Do you say Waimate? Am I pronouncing that right? New Zealand. Jean Fee in Seattle. Hi, Jean. Susie says it's one of my all-time favorite songs. Yay! Fran in Issaquah. Val. Hello, Val. Tammy, I see you. Jillian's in Tucson. Heidi, hello. Carol King, Outer Banks. Okay. Carol says the $50 Patreon level is sold out. Is there any other way to get a custom lesson? Not currently, but I'll keep you posted when one of those slots become open. Erwin in Florida, hello. Cher Marie on west coast of Wisconsin. Sue in Ontario. Brooke in Rochester. Hi, Brooke. Lisa. Hi, Lisa. Lisa's worried about the A minor 7. It's just for intermediate players. You don't have to play that one, yeah? Clarissa is in Eva Beach. Awesome. Yes, for any Hawaii friends or anyone who's in Hawaii next week, I'm doing a kanakapila, a strum along at our local Whole Foods, which is a very nice Whole Foods, with the 808 Uke Squad, the local Uke Squad. It's you can find the details on my website. But Clarissa, it'd be great to see you there. That'll be so fun. Dave from the Bay Area. Yeah, Betsy, I see you. Alan's Vids in Durham. Jenny in Walnut Creek. Annette in SoCal. Lisa says she got a Willie K from Kanalea. Oh my goodness, good for you. John S. is excited to learn your favorite song ever. Oh wow. Shauna in Orlando. Susan in Philly. Yep. Sharon Marie says I've been working on Killing Me Softly. It's a short A sound. Similar vowel sound to Connie. Tanya. Okay. I'll stick with that, Tanya. It's the O. The O throws me off. Okay. I think I've reached all of those, all of the comments. Great. Okay. Julie's in Ireland says our youth group meets on Thursdays and follow your tuition. Nice. Well, if you're visiting Ireland, you can look Julie up. Okay, so let's start with a review of Killing Me Softly, and then we'll move on to Moondance, which everyone's very excited about. Yeah, that'll be fun. I see Ditta. Awesome. Welcome. So Killing Me Softly, if you didn't get a chance to watch last month's lesson, try to get the music and play along. It has a lot going on, a lot of chords, and then a lot of ways to play the song. So I will say this playthrough, I will start simple and kind of add more layers as we go along. And if you are just kind of, getting your review going on, you can just single strum on the chords. And if you have practiced it, then you can just play it to your heart's content. All right? Okay, I also see Sandra in Redondo. Welcome. Okay, here we go with the review of Killing Me Softly. So we start with the single strum. Ready? Strumming my pain his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly. Oh, slide over to that E with his song. I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style, and so I came to see him and listen for a while. And there he was, this young boy, stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. Second verse. I felt all flushed with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one out loud. I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. Okay, play the chorus and sing oh. Oh, 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 la, 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 oh, la, oh, la. Oh, last chorus. Strumming my pain with his fingers, singing my life with his words, killing me softly with his song, killing me softly with his song, telling my whole life with his words, killing me softly with his song. I think in the end of the last lesson, I went back to picking at the end to kind of bring it back down. You could do that too. So a lot of different ways that you can mix up the picking and the strumming in this one. Yeah. Okay. So as our patron group is getting bigger, I am adapting these lessons to be as wide in serving different levels as possible. So you'll see that on these chord charts, I'm going to be adding more strumming and picking variations so that everybody can have a place to start, but also then have a place to go. We have some beginners in this group and also some pretty seasoned players, so we're gonna have lots of options for everyone. Okay, great. I see Jenny. Hello. That E is difficult. It sure is. Yeah. Yeah. So just keep the wrist and the fingers flexible, and keep working on that agility of being able to bend but also have strength in those knuckles. Yeah. Great song for experimenting. That's true. Yes. Cool. Hi, Fran. Okay, so let's start. I'll start with a playthrough of just maybe the first half of Moondance, so you can get a vibe of it before we get started. Okay, just so you can hear it. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting started with Moondance here. You don't have to play along right now. You can just sing, or you can just try to work out the chords for yourself a little bit, but we'll walk through all of it. I just want to give you an example of what it's going to sound like. Okay, here we go. So we go. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance, with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the color of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to place to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. And all the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know, the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? And that's kind of like the same thing again. Okay, so that's just an idea of where we're going with that. Yep. Okay, so let's start with the very basics. Yeah. So the nice thing about this song is that the verse is really just two chords. So we'll look at our first two chords there. We have an A minor. You can play that with the middle finger, or if you want to play it with the index, that will help set you up for barring on the B minor 7. Okay? But you can also play with the middle finger and bar with the middle finger. You can also use your index and then stack. So if you haven't barred chords before, you're going to lay your finger across all of the strings, and then you need to press pretty hard, squeeze, kind of like pull your index finger back towards the fretboard so that you get an even pressure against all of the strings against the fretboard. So sometimes I tell people to use their middle finger to stack it on top to add some extra pressure. Okay, so yeah, depending on what you like to use, you'll hear me say a lot, there are no rules in ukulele. You can choose whatever fingering you need to get from chord to chord as best suits your fingers. Yep. Okay, so John is asking A minor 7, all strings open. So no, because if you look at my chord chart, my A minor 7 is different. But we're not talking about that yet, okay? I'll get to the A minor 7 later, but for now we're going to stick with just the first two chords, A minor and B minor 7, okay? So if you look at the beginner strum, essentially for one measure, we're splitting the chords, we're splitting the measure between the two chords. So if the measure is 4 beats, which is standard in most pop music, we're splitting the strum so that it's 2 strums on the A minor and then 2 strums on the B minor 7. Okay? So we're not going to add the mute right now. We're just going to go simple down strum. So we're going to go A minor, 1, 2, and then 2 strums on the B minor 7. 1, 2. So it can be as simple as that. If that's too much, you can even just do A minor, B minor 7, A minor, B minor 7, right? You don't have to play both strums right now as we're learning it. Okay, so let's map that out in the verse by just strumming and singing slowly, okay? So we'll start with the pattern just so that we can get it down with the timing. We'll go 2, 3, 4, A minor, B minor 7, A minor, B minor 7, right? Just beginner version, we're only switching back and forth between these two chords, yeah? We sing it. When it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the color of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sounds of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to place to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. Okay? Pretty straightforward, yeah? Let me know if everyone's keeping up with that, yeah? Or not everyone has to chat in, but newbies, if you feel like that's pretty comfortable, you can say, like, I'm a newbie and I got it, okay? Okay, so before we move on to the more complicated chord, okay, because that's a cool chord, the A minor 7, it's a cool chord and I know everybody's excited about it, but let's look at yeah, let's look at the pump strum. We can do the pump strum right now. Okay, so if you look at the second line on my little key here, I say beginner strum and then I say pump strum. And so we're doing downs, the same strum, but now we're adding a mute, okay? So adding the mute means that we are stopping the sound after the strum, and this is going to give us a little bit more rhythm, make it a little bit bouncier. So instead of it where the sound is sustaining, we are going to cut off the sound with these fingers here, okay? Yeah? Okay. Not excited would be the word I'd use. Oh, you mean for the A minor 7 chord? I think you're excited. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can avoid it too. But first, okay, let's talk about the mute in pump strum. So I teach pump strum, I think, in different jazz songs because it is I think it sounds great in jazz songs, and it takes a lot of hand technique to work on this mute. So beginners, you can stick with the down strum, but I'm going to walk you through the physical technique of muting, but just understand that it will take some time to get used to it, okay? So when you strum on the A minor, in order to stop the sound, yeah, right, you're going to allow your 3 and 4 fingers to drop down on the strings, right? So you want to let it ring and then drop your fingers on the strings so that you kill the sound. Yeah, mute the sound. So you have to actually let go of the finger that's holding the A minor just slightly. So I think of it as press and release. You're still touching the string, right? So, but you press when you strum, and then you release when you drop your fingers, okay? So press, release, and drop the fingers. Press, strum, Release and drop the fingers. Welcome, Manic and Lynn. So we just walked through the chords here, and we are learning how to mute on the pump strum. Okay? So on the A minor, or on any chord where you have where you're not pressing all of the strings, you're going to use whatever fingers you have left over to help you mute the sound. Okay? This is called a left hand mute because you are using your left hand to create the mute. You can also mute with your right hand, right? If you just touch your strings. It's just a little bit more cumbersome to have to do that every single time, right? You can, and sometimes people mute with both hands, right? It just will make it that much cleaner a mute, yeah? I may have just answered your question, Tanya. There's a little bit of a delay, but you want to mute with the left hand so that you don't make it harder for your right hand. Yeah, because otherwise it's just too much action for the right hand. If you can do it with the left hand, that leaves your right hand free to do other things. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, if you're more of a beginner, you can use the right hand mute, but just understand that it's going to maybe slow you down. Right, I see Jerry's comment. Yeah, if you're using a tablet or you're using your phone, you might not be able to download. So you try a laptop or a different kind of computer. Okay, so now we look at the B minor 7 on a bar chord. Yeah. Okay. Now the beauty of a bar chord is that you can just release and you stop the sound. Did you hear that? So, and I'm just releasing my finger, and by releasing my finger, right? So I'm pushing and then I'm releasing. By releasing my finger, I already create the mute. It requires so little energy, but it's about control, because if you take your finger off too fast, you wind up with a sound, right? With that kind of like bounce back sound, and that's not what you want. You just want to release enough that the sound is dead. Yeah. Okay. Donna says, why mute rather than chuck? Chuck is too aggressive, right? If you chuck, then you're like... That's not what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to create space, yeah? So instead of... Yeah? Or... You're not trying to make it more aggressive. You're actually trying to now listen with the mute, make space in between each drum. Yeah? So that's what we're trying to do, right? No, so then... So the original song has a walking bass line. We're not playing the bass, and we're not going to be able to achieve the walking bass line, but we can achieve the walking feel by making that percussive rhythm by using the mute. Yeah? Okay. So Dita says, sometimes I have a string that likes to ring when I'm trying to mute. Is that because I'm pressing too hard with the muting fingers or not enough? Okay, it means that you are pressing, you're probably pressing too hard. Well, it could be either. You could be pressing too hard where you're getting a little bit of ringing, or you're not pressing, you don't have enough of contact with the string where it's like vibrating against your finger, right? So it's one or the other. You kind of have to play with it, especially if you're barring, right? Make sure that each string has a dead sound. So that's how you can tell. Yeah. Yes. Carolyn says, I've been trying to mute bar chords for months. It's just a great tip to release chord. Yeah, right? It is just, that's why we want the left hand mute. We want to be able to just, right, control it from the left hand and then not have to, I mean, imagine just every time you do this with your right hand. It's so much work where all you have to do is, right, just a little pump. That's what we call it, the pump strum. Just a little pump over here. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, if it's happening on the A minor, then I think it's just how you're touching back down. Yeah. So you have to press the A minor to strum, but then when you release and drop the fingers, you need to release this string as well. Yeah. You're still touching the string. So I would say it's almost like you go from pressing this, yeah, to going to a flat bar across the strings that's just very, very lightly touching. Yeah. Donna says, I have to take my ring off to mute. That's hardcore. Okay, now we'll try it really slowly, right? And, you know, if you've already been pump strumming for a long time, then you know you can play with it, but I think everyone can use some review in making it really nice and clean, right? Okay, so yeah, the chord changes and the mutes, yeah, it definitely takes a little bit of work. Okay, let's go nice and slow, right? And just see if we can strum, mute, right? Ready? We go strum, mute, B minor 7. A minor, B minor, A minor, B minor, A minor. Okay, and you might notice what I played earlier was more like. So that's why we need the left hand to build up that control, because the right hand just really won't be able to handle it at that speed. Okay, so I will say work with the pump to the extent that you're enjoying it. If it's hurting your hand, right, you can shake out your hand a little bit, then just stop, take a break, play regular strums, perfectly fine, right? But if you want to work on it, this is definitely one of those techniques that you kind of have to fake it till you make it, right? You need your hand to start getting the idea, the fine motor control of how much you press and release in order to get that clean break of the mute, yeah? Okay, good. A minor has always been tough, but Shelly says, I just got it with the advice on lightly barring it for the pump. Yeah, exactly. It's like you're kind of like going back to the bar, right, after the A minor. And then Patrick, welcome Patrick. He says, I just got here and my mind is blown. So, you know, this will take a little while to get, right? But let's try it on the verse. And if it's killing you, you know, like, I don't ever want anyone to be discouraged by learning a new technique. Just go back to regular strumming, right? And then see if you can just get your hands to just start getting used to the idea of it. Yeah, it will take time. It's definitely a muscle memory kind of thing. Okay, here you go. Ready? We're going to start on the verse. We'll just play the pattern through a little slowly. 1, 2, 3, A minor, B minor, A minor, B minor, A minor, B minor, A minor. We'll sing. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the color of October skies, and all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to place to the calling of your heartstrings that play soft and low. Okay, right? So far only 2 chords, right? Both of them pretty easy chords. And then you just throw in this more rhythmic technique, and you make it that much more challenging and also that much more interesting to listen to, yeah? Okay, let's keep going and play through the pre-chorus here. We introduce some new chords here. Let's just single strum so we can get used to the chords. D minor, yeah? You know the D minor nights, A minor magic seems to whisper and hush. You know the soft moonlight seems to shine. Okay, so this is just the timing of it requires you to not play on the 1. So I wrote hold 1. Like sometimes I write NC for no chord, but that's a little overkill because you're just waiting till after the downbeat. Okay, so you go, so you know the soft moonlight seems to shine. Okay, so right after the shine, you do a triplet, a 1, 2, 3. Seems to shine. And then same thing on the E7, in your blush. Okay? It's one of those things that if you've heard the song, if you know the song, then you'll feel that, yeah? And if you don't, then just know that you're holding on the word and then you play right after that, yeah? Yes. Okay, so let's try that with the down strums. You can mute it, you can do the pump strum if you like, but on this pre-chorus we're doing 4 per chord because it's a full measure, okay? Ready? Pre-chorus, you know the nights. 1, 2, 3, you know the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. You just got to be ready to hold that beat, right? So moonlight seems to shine. 1, 2, 3 in your blush. Okay, cool. So let's take that through from the top through the pre-chorus, yeah? And actually, no, let's just go to the pump strum on the pre-chorus. Sorry, before we go back to the top, let's do just the pump strum on the pre-chorus, yeah? Okay, so let's talk about what we're going to do to pump. So D minor, right? This one is a little tough to pump because you have just the pinky out here. So again, same concept, D minor, you strum, you release these fingers, yeah, and then you drop your pinky down, right? Release, and then you drop the pinky down, because when you release these strings, you're only releasing on the strings that you've already been pressing down on. So this bottom string is still ringing, so then your pinky has to cover that one. And you could just use your pinky to lightly touch the bottom string, but you might as well use it to kind of get coverage on all of the strings. Okay, so let's practice that on the D minor, right? So strum, right, touch, right, strum, mute, strum, release, mute, release, mute, release, mute. Okay, try to get some speed on that. Sheila saying, wish I had a longer finger. Okay, so I like to point out that it's not so much about the length of your finger as the kind of overall flexibility and agility of your arm, right? So you should be able to move your wrist forward so that your finger, right, covers the entire fretboard, yeah? Okay? So if you feel like your finger's not reaching, you're trying to stretch it, move the wrist forward a little bit. Yeah? So that might change the way you've been holding your arm and elbow. And then my suspicion would be that you've been tensing the shoulder or the elbow or the wrist in some way that's restricting the movement of your pinky. Okay? Because I've seen that with students, that like you're so eager to clench really hard with these fingers, you're the recording fingers, that you wind up clenching in the shoulder and in the elbow and then the wrist. So see if you can find some movement there and then allow the pinky to stretch up. Yeah? Okay? So let's move through our pre-chorus slowly with the pump. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, D minor, A minor, D minor, A minor. Right? These different muting techniques, it just depends on what chord you're on that you have to kind of assemble your fingers to do the job. All right, so let's sing through it slowly right there. 1, 2, 3. You know the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know the soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Donna says it makes me clench my teeth. Yes, it's weird. Our bodies are weird like that. We clench just to get tension somewhere else. We add tension everywhere. So and it's actually like I was primarily a vocal coach before this whole ukulele thing came along, and with singing, like any kind of tension affects your voice, right? So that it's interesting that like if you're clenching, say in your hands, then it's going to affect different muscles all throughout your body. So Holly asks, are you muting on the last downstrum? No. Oh, I guess I am. The last one of the triplets, yeah? And then you don't have to. Yeah. Just makes it cleaner if you do. Okay. All right. So, let's take it from the top. Okay? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. A minor, B minor, A minor. Trek to Tiny says my brain is clenching. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the color of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to place to the color of your heartstrings that play soft and low. To the D minor, the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. The soft moonlight seems to shine in your blush. Okay. Holly says, looks like you're muting with the right hand on those. You can. I guess if I am, then I am. Just to make it extra clean. Yep. Okay. Now we're going to move on to the chorus. Okay. And I'm going to give you an option of a different strum here. But we'll start with the main strum. Okay. All right. So let's just single strum through this, right? So on the chorus, single strumming. Can I just have one more moon dance with you? So it's A minor is on the 1, and then E7 is on the 2, right? 1, 2, 3. Well, I wanna make love to you tonight. Yes. Julie is representing for Ireland, because Van Morrison is I think one of Ireland's more famous exports. Okay. So let's try the chorus with our standard strum. You can just do down strums or you can do the pump strum, but we're splitting the measure, so just 2 strums per chord, okay? So it should be 2 strums, A minor, 2 D minor. Okay, on the chorus, ready? 1, 2, 3. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? 1, 2. Okay? So again, 2 simple chords, right? Just A minor and D minor, beginner level chords. You just have to get the strum down, and then once you have the strum, you can try adding the mute, you know. And then let's now look at this optional syncopated strum. Okay. So the optional syncopated strum, if you listen to the original song, there's a walking bass line. So that means it's like doom, 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 doom. It's like very steady on the 4, yeah? And then the right hand, right, or the chords, they move in a syncopated beat. So it actually goes bum, 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 bum. So it's actually syncopated, but we're going to play the verse and the pre-chorus straight with the 4, and then on the chorus, if you want to try the syncopated, okay, what you're going to do is, if you can look at the top here at my little key, I have down, down, up, up, down, up. I have a big U. The big U means that we're going to emphasize that up strum, and we're going to change chords on that up strum, okay? So we're going to, and that's unusual. We don't usually, it's more in a jazzy situation that we're going to change chords on the up strum. So we're going to go, okay, the strum is essentially the island strum, right? Down, down, up, down, up. But we're going to swing it a little bit more. So it would have more of a jazzy feel. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So you can try that. I'm lightly muting my strings so that we can work on the strum. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down. Robin is writing in from Bali. Good for you. Awesome. Hope you're enjoying it. Okay, here we go. We're going to now break up the chords in this split measure to syncopate them. We'll go A minor, down, down, and then up on the D minor. Up, down, up. Down, down, up, down, 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 up. Okay? So let's just do this much as an exercise. A minor, we'll go down, down, and then up on the D minor and just end there. Down, down, up. Right? Try that with me. Ready? We'll turn it around a little bit slower. 2, 3, A minor, down, down, up. D minor, down, down, up. Just get used to that change. Down, down, up. 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 Okay? Yes. And then you're going to stay on D minor for the rest of the pattern. Okay? So let's add the rest of the pattern. 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, A minor, up, D minor, A minor, up, D minor. Okay, I'm going to play through it in the chorus so that you can hear it. Okay, you can give it a try. 1, 2, 3. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, the up, right, it goes with the melody because the melody is jazzy and rhythmic, right? So partly that's why I choose to do the syncopation, that it helps to emphasize the melody line. Can I just have one more moon dance with you? But you can also just play it straight. Yeah. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Okay. So if the syncopation throws you off, you don't like it, you can play the straight rhythm and it's perfectly fine. But for those of you who are a little bit more intermediate and like more rhythmic challenges, then give it a try, okay? And if you want to be fancy, you can add a mute. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just have one more romance with you, my love? Okay? You could add a chuck in there if you want. Down, chuck, up, down, chuck, up. But you can play around with it. It kind of depends on the situation. Like how loud you chuck it, or like, are you going for more of a rock feel, or you want to keep it more swingy jazz? Yeah. Yay for an easy chorus. Yay! Yeah, the mute is just to be fancy, so don't worry about that. Okay, so what's the last thing to add is the A minor 7. My beginners, don't worry about this A minor 7. The reason that we're using this fancy A minor 7 is because it gives us more of a leading melody line, okay? So beginners, stay with just A minor, B minor 7. For those of you who want to try this fancier chord, take a look at that A minor 7, right? It doesn't work. The leading melody line does not work with the open A minor 7. You need to play this fancy A minor 7, okay? So you're going to bar the 2nd fret, then you're going to bar, essentially do like a half bar with your middle finger and invert the knuckle, okay? It took me a little while to get used to inverting the knuckle like this, yep, on the E and A strings, and then you're going to add your ring finger up here. Okay, yep, beginners, just practice. You can practice muting, you can practice through the pattern while I run through this other chord, yeah? But you can also attempt getting your fingers into this position, yeah? So bar on the 2nd fret, half bar on the 3rd fret, and then add your ring finger, right? So I always, like, if you have a complicated chord like this, then play through each string and make sure that you are pressing down clearly on each string. Yes. If your fingers can't do it, it's something that takes muscle memory. You just have to, if you keep trying it a little bit every day. It's like doing the splits. They say, like, if you want to do the splits, you got to try it every single day. And then you'll get there, yeah? Okay. So, yes, I know. I'm throwing it in there. My intermediates have seen this before. Jenny's saying, yeah, we did it in Stars Fell in Alabama. We do it a lot in Stars Fell in Alabama. But this is a chord shape I use all the time. Yep. So if you want to play jazz, you're going to see this chord. Yep. So this is what it sounds like to substitute the 2nd A minor with this. So you go A minor, right? You hear how the highest tone is going up and then back down. So bum, 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 bum. It's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the Okay? So it won't work if you go, right? It doesn't work to use the other A minor. So you need to work on this A minor 7. I threw it in there because I know that there are intermediate enough players who are going to be excited about adding that. Yeah? Yeah, Cher Maria is saying a bard, and then I'm using 3, 4, and pinky. You can do that if you feel like you need to, yeah? Like I said, you gotta make it work. Okay. Yeah, I think Christina just answered your question. That I'm just seeing the question now. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the end, because the second verse and pre-chorus and chorus are all the same again, and we'll play through that all together at the end for our final wrap-up. But let's walk through the ending. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the final chorus, everybody. Yeah? Okay, so the final chorus is can I? Okay, so let's just walk through it together. 1, 2, 3. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Oh, I forgot to syncopate it. Can I spend one more romance with you, my love? One more moon dance with you in the moonlight on a magic night. La 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 in the moonlight on a magic night. Okay, now to the last line. We're doing triplets for each of these chords, okay? It's fun. A minor. We go, can I just a triplet, 3 notes in a row, and then the G, just have one F more moon, and the chords are right under there. Dance, E minor 7, dance with you, and it's just one hit, you, okay? My love, and then you go to your A minor 9. Yeah, nice funky chord at the end. Okay, so that is the whole song. Okay, now there's options for everyone in terms of you can dress it up by syncopating the verse or the pre-chorus if you feel like it. You can use that to mix it up, right? Add muting wherever you feel like it adds extra percussiveness that you want. You can play straight through everything if you like. You can mess around with using that A minor 7, the funky A minor 7. Yep. And that's pretty much it. A lot of variety here, but beginners, feel free to just downstrum and make your way through the song. Yeah? Awesome. Okay, we're going to take it from the top all the way through for a playthrough. All right, here we go. Ready? Let me see if I can slide this and see the whole thing. Yeah, that would be cool if I could. All right. All right, here we go. Ready? 1, 2. A 1, 2. Intro, go. A minor, B minor. Let's sing it here. Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon dance with the stars up above in your eyes. A fantabulous night to make romance neath the color of October skies. And all the leaves on the trees are falling to the sound of the breezes that blow. And I'm trying to place to the calling of our heartstrings that play soft and low. Pre-chorus, you know, the night's magic seems to whisper and hush. You know, the soft moon in your blush. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? Well, I wanna make love to you tonight. I can't wait for the morning to come, and I know that the time is just right, and straight into my arms you will run. And when you come, my heart will be waiting to make sure that you're never alone. There and then all my dreams will come true, dear. There and then I will make you my own. And every time I touch you, you just tremble inside. And I know how much you want me, that you can't hide. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Can I just make some more romance with you, my love? One more moon dance with you in the moonlight on a magic night. La 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 la. In the moonlight on a magic night. Here we go, last line. Can I just have one more moon dance with you, my love? Might as well make that one dramatic. All right, so that's the song. You can come back to this video to rewatch this playthrough and play along. I mean, you can watch this whole video as many times as you like and review. You'll pick up something different every time. Oh, let me remind you, the Ukulele Days sweatshirts pre-orders need to be in by tomorrow. We're making hoodie zip-up sweatshirts with this design on the back, and then it'll say Ukulele Days on the sleeve. So if you need a 2XL or 3XL, then please pre-order, because we're not going to be stocking those sizes. Those are pre-order only. And then if you just want to guarantee your size, then you can pre-order as well. I sent out a post on Patreon, but you can also find it on my website as well. Cool. Thank you so much, everyone, for voting and for tuning in. Yeah, everyone says this song is frying my brain. Hopefully it's not too much. You can always, start slow and break it down to the basics, and then pick it back up. Then like start adding different layers and rhythms. Yeah. Okay, good. Shelly says that last chord reminds her of Abe. Definitely an Abe kind of chord. Cool. Heidi ordered a sweatshirt. Awesome. Yes, thank you. Great. Okay, Jerry, then hopefully that means you got the music worked out. Sheila says, I'm not sure which size to order. There's measurements on the website, yeah? So I would say just order. I also put it in the post. Order, if you like, order your size, and then if you like sweatshirts a little roomier, then order a bigger size. They're unisex size. So I personally would maybe get, I don't know, if I wanted it fitted, I'd get a small, but if I like it a little bit baggy, I would get a medium. But also, I live in Hawaii and will never wear a sweatshirt here, so but I will definitely bring one to San Francisco. Yeah, my next traveling event, I'll be in San Francisco for our holiday jam, December 7th, and hopefully I'll see many of you there. And otherwise, I have a couple of Hawaii events coming up. And we're going to do a big holiday live stream on YouTube on Saturday, December 14th. So you can mark your calendars for that. Thanks everybody who joined me for the 300K live stream last weekend with Ben On. That was super fun. Be sure to go back and watch it if you didn't get a chance to. I'm going to take some of those clips and share them because Ben is just amazing and it was so much fun. So definitely go check that out. Okay, great. A lot of people talking about icing or putting heat on their hands. Yeah, definitely shake them out, stretch them out a little bit. The pump strum is killing me softly. Thanks, Dave. That's funny. Okay. Great. Oh, yeah. I'm just cracking my knuckles right here. Like, I do that all the time. I'm always, like, stretching my fingers. Yeah? Cool. Lisa says Hawaii is heaven. Aww. Lisa, did you share pictures of your new ukulele on the Patreon Facebook group? Because I'm sure people would love to see it. Okay. All right, everyone. Carol says this one is for 2-3 years from now. No. You could definitely play the simple version, right? Play the street version. There's a lot you can do with that. Sharon Marie says our group is doing a holiday show December 7th. Oh, great. Awesome. Fun. Okay. All right, everyone, have a wonderful rest of your day, and you can always watch this video another time. I will see intermediate patrons next Thursday for our intermediate jam. We're going to work on a chord melody for a holiday song. I am still working on that. I'll figure that out. And then we'll have the week of Thanksgiving off. Yes, American Thanksgiving is the end of November, so it's going to be a little bit crazy. And I'm essentially after that I'm off to California. So we'll update with all of the December dates. December dates might move around a little bit as well, just with all the holidays and whatnot. But I'll keep you posted on all of that. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Take care. Happy practicing. Aloha.